Lisa Michaels, who's a blogger, she reminds us that in the Advent story, Jesus coming as the Messiah in the form of a vulnerable baby might best embody what it is to love, what it is to be love. God as Jesus is the ultimate example of what it means to love without control from the very first breath. Newborn babies can't do anything for themselves. They're completely dependent on the mercy, grace, and love of others. Completely. So Michaels goes on to write, if Mary says no, if Joseph says no, if the innkeeper or later the Magi say no, we've a completely different outcome. In this way, God models vulnerable love and then calls to us, who will join me in bringing the redemption of the world by living lives of vulnerable love too? Or as the Apostle John writes, by this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. Jesus was vulnerable. We're called to be vulnerable. Jesus is love. We're called to be love. In fact, the New Testament writers underline the fact that this is the greatest thing to which we are called. No matter what we do, if we don't have love, we gain nothing. And it's not hard to find people who need love. They're all around us. Our role as followers of a God who is love is to envelop the world around us with God's love as we await the arrival of Christ just a little longer. Di Woolridge, who's of the Bible Society, he's written the following spoken word or poem which expresses this calling more impactfully than I can muster. God is love. Pretty simple, really, because God gives us perfect love freely. Perfect love in the shape of a cross means my wrongs get crossed off. He gave up his crown, came down from above to do what we couldn't. That's gospel good news. That is perfect love. But to do life in Christ, who paid our fee, is to do life like Christ, who set us free. That means the perfect love we see in his Spirit's strength, we be Christ-like. Do you think God calls us to the sidelines of church and take a seat, just to shake the preacher's hand and leave until next Sunday comes round and repeat? Do me a favour. That mindset is way out. We're called to do and show the world what perfect love's all about. He's the wellspring of life, the living water. And it's about time we be church, show love and do gospel. Not just to tick annual planning meeting boxes, but 24, 365 and a quarter. And because the tomb was empty, perfect love has already won. But till he returns in glory, there's plenty of jobs to do and to be done. See, perfect love commissions us to ricochet his love, to display Corinthians 13 love. So the mission is not just to spectate, but to do. And here's the thing. He's not just calling someone else to do his gospel. In fact, he's calling you. Let's reflect and respond to this calling as we listen to our Advent hymn this week, O come, Emmanuel. It is sung by the soloist Jenny Hart, accompanied by Michael Harrison, and it's made available to us by the Down and Dromore Diocesan team. I may take this opportunity to wish you and yours a blessed Christmas soaked in the love of God.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel, that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou rod of Jesse, free thine own from Satan's teeth. Make safe the way that leads on high, and close the path to misery. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou dayspring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows